Okay, welcome. We are now going over Chapter 2. You recording?
Yes, sir.
Chapter 2, Lesson 3, Speaking Effectively. We have been over the basic checklist. We are now going to use that. We have talked about using that in our resume, which we're going to be going through. And now we're going to have some fine examples for my second, third, and fourth year cadets doing the quick write. Everybody turn to page 79 in the page here. And let's see here, I'll display this. Okay, does anybody recognize this guy here at the bottom of the page that I'm showing up here?
Martin Luther King Jr.
Let me tell you, has anybody, I should go ahead and do this, but I didn't do it yet. Has anybody listened to his entire speech?
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, in your history of 12 years of up through senior and high school, you need to take the time, and now it's so easy, go to YouTube, push the button, and listen to his entire speech. I just read a book about just the speech, and it is truly amazing how it came about. But the point is, this book, this textbook, basically relates what I firmly believe that in the whole century of the 1900 to 2000, I think this one speech he had was probably in the top 2 or 3 of the entire century of the world, and it was really an amazing speech. I grew up in the civil rights era. When you realize when I was a kid going to school, there were segregated schools still at this time. I did not go to a segregated school because it was integrated, but I'm telling you, I lived through this. And when this happened, I was 4 years old. I don't particularly remember this event. I do remember John F. Kennedy being assassinated. And of course, I remember all the civil rights eras afterwards when a lot of blacks got killed and it was a lot of rioting. But it all became because of his motivation for the people. So this is an example of speaking effectively and how it worked. Do you think he just stood up there that day and God inspired him and he just started speaking?
No.
He actually worked on this speech for weeks prior because he knew he was not the keynote person speaking. There's a lot of people speaking the whole day, a long event, but he really worked on it. And oh, by the way, he had been a public speaker since he was 15 years old. Anybody here 15? He had been speaking in churches almost his entire life, and he was a preacher. So he had prepared this speech, and then once he got up onto the podium and started speaking, he listened to the crowd's response. And if you listen to the speech, if you see this in person on YouTube, you'll see it, how he listens to the crowd's response, and about midway, he stopped reading from his speech. He stopped it. And that's where his famous phrase, "I have a dream," came in. You can't see it in this picture, but basically right behind him was a gospel singer who knew him personally. And the story goes, it's been said in more than one place, that when he came up here and the people started cheering on them, this lady yelled to him, "Martin, tell him about the dream." And so all of a sudden he was inspired and he left his formal text that he had been working on for weeks and then started speaking from the heart. And the words he had used before in other speeches and other, congregations, but it all came together with this. And if you listen to his speech, he didn't go from what was prepared. He listened to the crowd, what got them motivated. And when he said he had a dream, it got them motivated. Because many of the people he were talking to had been in jail because of the white people discriminating against them, had been persecuted, had had to go to substandard schools, and had had a miserable life. But this guy had a dream that it would all be better for him. And so he truly changed around his whole speech just because of the crowd response. And it ended up then coming together that he quoted from America the Beautiful, which everybody knows that song, and he tied together all of America's dream in one. So this guy did it, and it is very inspirational if you listen to it. I'm asking you to just do the same thing, okay? I want you to inspire everybody. Over here on the quick right here, I guess we've actually gone through this a couple times prior to being online, but I want you guys to take your time, think about a change you made in the school if you were in charge. So let's say the people who come up here are actually the principals. You need a sentence and 3 or 4 good reasons. If you look back behind me here on the board, the way I want you to craft your talking for now, really we're going to be doing this a lot till the end of the quarters, your public speaking. I want you to have an introductory statement or phrase, and then I want you to have 3 main points and a conclusion. Okay? Don't want to last more than 5 minutes. Don't want to last less than 3 minutes. And I promise you, if you talk to some of these 2nd, 3rd, and 4th year cadets here, if you're not up to 3 minutes, we just sit there and look at you. Okay? There's no fill. You got to crank it out. So think about what you're saying ahead of time. Think about a change you're going to do in the school, and then arrange the supporting ideas so that you can have a short speech to the class. I've had you guys look at it before, but I'm going to give you 30 seconds now to, you can talk around your table. Why don't you talk to some of your table mates, let's call it your shoulder mates, and come up with an idea of what you're going to be speaking, and we'll go from there. Starting now.
Well, what I'm going to change is a little like have it.
Well, I did this part.
Freshman.
No, freshmen can do it
Hey, well, I'm going to do
Okay, guys, let's wrap this up, and let's have a 3rd year. Well, actually, let me tell you about constructive criticism. This is how it works, and this is ROTC. I'll demonstrate. We come up and I talk about the things I want to change in school. What I want to change in school is I think everybody needs to wear an ID 24/7 all the time being on this campus. Because, okay, so that's my introductory. And my 3 main points of reason you need to wear an ID is that we need to bring Prescott like the rest of the world. 1. Number 2, we need to teach the Prescott kids to be responsible for when they have a job, because almost every job in the world has IDs. Number 3, security. Just almost every week, actually, I have about 4 former cadets who walk on this campus and walk all over this campus, have a great big time visiting all their friends. They are graduates from this school. It's illegal for them to be on the campus. But no, I am the only one who knows it because they're my former cadets. They're just hanging out. What if they had guns? Not that they would, but I'm saying it's illegal for them to be here, but they look like cadets. They look like students, and none of the other teachers know that they're illegal to be on here. If I know 4, how many other people are on this 1,800 person school? So those are my reasons. Conclusion is I really want to do it for safety, for teaching kids responsibility, and for keeping illegal people off the campus. All right, so then I do that, and then I say that concludes my talk to you today. And then we're going to go around the room, and I'm going to have everybody who wants to contribute raise your hand. Hey, who's a 3rd year? Okay, so stand up and give me constructive criticism. We're demonstrating how he's going to give constructive criticism.
Well, you got all your points out.
No, you say, Colonel Peoples, you give him a compliment. Colonel Peoples, that was a very informative brief.
It was very informative, but it was only like 1.5 minutes long.
Okay, but you compliment him. You say, yes, it's very informative. I really appreciate you bringing this point, but constructive criticism is only 1.5 minutes long. And that's exactly right. It was less than 3 minutes. So when I give you a grade, you would have an F on that. You would fail it. Okay, you don't get the minimum requirement. You got to get the minimum requirement. And I respond back to him, thank you very much, cadet. I really appreciate your help. You're exactly right. I was too short on it, and I'll try to do better next time. So sit down. So that way he's presenting constructive criticism properly, and I'm responding back to it professionally so that you learn how to give and take constructive criticism. Okay, who is first? Come on up. Everybody give him a round of applause. I'm sorry, this is PE day and I'm dressed up in my PE gear and I'm getting all hot here. All right, so we're ready to go. Let me zoom in on you and put the camera right in on you so you'll feel nice and uncomfortable. That will be just fantastic. Going, I didn't wake up this morning on a rainy Monday to do this, sir. All righty, here we go. Everybody needs to give them attention. Now hold it. Who's the timer? I'll be the timer. No. Do you have a timer? Okay, pull out your cell phone. Okay. And do the timer. The way we do the timing, guys, is when he hits 2 minutes, you hold up one finger. And that means he's got 1 more minute required to go. And then at 3 minutes, you hold up your fist, which means he's over the minimum. Okay? And then when he hits 5 minutes, you hold up 5 minutes and we shut him down. Okay? 1 minute, so at 2 minutes, you hold up the 1, which means you got 1 more minute to go. At 3 minutes, you hold up this, means you're finished. And then at 5 minutes, we shut him down. Okay? All right. Ready, set, go.
All right, so if I was the leader of the school for a day, I would make everybody have to do mandatory physical training, like a PE class, once every day. And first, that is so everybody would be healthier. You're going to be more active. You're not going to be overweight, and I guess you'll be healthier because like your body wants to be fit, and when you're not fit, your body doesn't like to move or anything. And so the second thing, the game, like in the physical fitness class, there would be games you would play, and you would use strategy, so the people who aren't as fit, they can use their mind to overcome the more fit people, so it'd be more fun for everybody. And so that's the second thing. The third thing is everybody, you get outside, and so you won't be stuck inside a windowless classroom for all day. And being outside, you get like fresh air, it's a little breather from this inside air that's stagnant. Bad. And also being outside, you can see more nature stuff, and nature's good. The fourth thing is a self-benefit, because earlier in the year we were playing like stand-up, sit-down in my English class, and everybody was all like irritated about that, standing up and sitting down. If they do this PE class, then it's gonna be easier to do more games like that because they're not gonna be so irritated or tired to stand up and sit down. And that's good. Also, it brings more fun into your life. If you just sit down and learn for 7 hours a day, it's not too fun. Most of you guys know that. And being outside and moving is better than like not moving around. So the physical fitness class definitely would benefit everybody in the school, and if it happened, then there'd be more active kids, and everybody would be excited to like go to school. At least what I think people would be excited, because when you sit inside and listen to people lecture all day, it's not very exciting. And the PE class would only be 1 class hour, so it's not like it's taking up all day, and you would have to dress out because you'd be smelly because you're going to be active. And so that's about it. But also, when you're the class, you also make more friends because you're playing games and having fun, and so that's why I would change the physical fitness to be mandatory. Right.
Okay, so now we're looking for constructive criticism, please.
Yes, ma'am.
One thing is.
Okay, hold it. You stand up. And you say his name, Cadet Hetherington.
Cadet Hetherington, I like what you said, but I think you said fun a little too much. And like, you repeated those words quite a few times.
Yeah, 3 minutes is a long
Find
time.
different,
Thank you. Long time.
find different
Yeah.
words to use instead of like fun.
So excitement would be better.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so your response back to him is, Cadet Van Boeven, thank you very much for constructive criticism. I really appreciate you taking the time to give me some suggestions. And yes, I said, whatever, like or too many times, I'll try to do better. That's what you professionally say.
So,
Next.
Cadet Pennington, I really appreciated what you said, but you also have to make eye contact with people because you kept looking at the floor. I think eye contact is very important.
thank you, Cadet Orietta. I did look at some people, and I also looked at the floor. Thank you for your constructive criticism.
He looked at me.
Okay, you gotta love an honest man. All right, that's it. All right, yay! Sit down. Okay, guys, I want you to know that I appreciate Cadet Pennington being the first man on the hot potato. It's very uncomfortable, and 3 minutes is a long time when you're coming up for it, without practicing. You think I'm silly in making all these comments about constructive criticism and saying the name. Has anybody ever seen John McCain talk in this town?
Yes.
So, he's awesome. I mean, of course he should be. He's been doing it for 50 years or whatever. But I'm telling you, I saw him right here in Prescott High School, Ruth Street Theater, about 2 years ago. And he stood up in front of 500 people, and he was talking just like this. But he had some very offensive people in there. Because, nowadays, people are offensive and don't respect the positions as much as when they were our kids. So, I mean, he had some hecklers and yellers. And so his exact response is what I'm trying to teach you. Under pressure, of course, it's not pressure for him because he does it every day, right? People always yell at him. And he goes, well, I really appreciate you coming. Thank you so much for your input. I just, respectfully disagree with you, but I'll take your suggestions back to Washington and talk to and they're just hammering him. They're on and on and on. He goes, well, you know what? Why don't we just have a chance for somebody else here, to talk? Because there's a lot of other good citizens that have some great inputs just like you. And they're just hammering him. And I would have killed the people by then. But he was so calm and so relaxed relative to how much. And just 2 days ago, today's Monday. Friday, he was in Prescott again at the council, and they had some more hecklers that showed up, and they actually had some pictures of him in TV, and he did the same thing. Well, thank you very much for your input. I really appreciate it. But, we're going to get to some other concerned citizens. These other people that showed up. I mean, it's amazing how he handled the adversity, which would make you and I real mad when the guy starts hammering you and yelling at you. So I'm trying to teach you not only adult-level stuff, but what you see in the leaders of America. Next. Who's next? Who's another third year? Hello? Yes, sir. Cadet Reed. Everybody give him a round of applause. Okay, Cadet Reed, what is your topic?
What I would like to change about the school.
All right. I love it. Okay, we have a timer. All right, ready to rock and roll. Go for it.
All right. If I had the ability to change one thing about this school, I would let all students be able to go off campus for lunch. One, because when I was a freshman, we did get to do it, and I really enjoyed it. Getting away from school just for a little while, that was nice. It was also to get to go to places like the Rock. All of you know about the Rock. I don't know, some of you freshmen might not. But it was kind of like a teen hangout for kids. Could go there at lunch and get hot dogs and stuff from the snack bar. It was a good time, good fun time, good break for lunch instead of having to stay in the lunchroom with everyone else. Also, it gives you a little variety for food. You can not always get cheeseburgers or decent pizza. You can go to Taco Bell, maybe go to McDonald's, get one of your older friends to take you somewhere. Also, it'll kind of just it's really for the break. You just need a break to get away from school, and that really offered it. Also, I think going to McDonald's is better than the cafeteria food. I don't know if you agree with me, but that's just me. And then we can also bring a little bit more income to local businesses for food. Like the Rock, they brought in a ton of money. I don't know. Some kids get like 4 hot dogs, and it's expensive. So you could bring a little bit more money into the community, which is always important. Keep it going, because I'm pretty sure Taco Bell will be struggling when juniors and seniors can't go there anymore. And also, kids are still going on campus without being allowed to. So if they're allowed to, they won't be breaking any rules. So I don't know. That is personally what I would do. Mostly keep kids from getting in trouble, like on campus, because when you're stuck in school, you might go vandalize something. So so you can get off campus. You'll have more variety for food, keep you from vandalizing something at school, and just give you a break from school during your day. Thank you.
All right, what's the time?
It was 2:30.
Keep talking.
Okay. Keep talking. Let's see. Again, going back to my freshman year, because that was the time when we were allowed to get off campus, and it was exciting. I feel like we had more time for lunch just because we could go off campus. So at lunch, maybe have a little bit more time, go places, get food, and you can bring food back and come back to the lunchroom and just hang out. Now I'm done.
All right. Okay, once you've said constructive criticism enough. I need somebody else to stand up and say constructive criticism. Hello? All right, Cadet Barrios, your turn. Constructive criticism.
I noticed that you kept looking at the floor a lot, and you just kept looking over here and then in the middle.
All right.
Everyone. But you did actually very good. So.
Thank you, Cadet Barrios. I'll take that into consideration next time.
Next. Volunteer, Buell.
Cadet Reed, I felt like you like freshman year too much and expressed it a lot. But overall, it was pretty good, other than back to freshman.
Thank you.
Yeah. Excellent. Who's next? And your volunteer. Cadet Hoffman, front and center. You can write up on the board your 3 main points if you'd like, but it's your choice there.
Okay, so I'm Cadet Hoffman, and my topic is about how we shouldn't have lunch open to all all years, because I think it should only be open to upperclassmen, because it's I said it because upperclassmen, it's a little bit more dangerous, because when they walk off campus and they're walking is jaywalking across the road to Taco Bell, and they get hit by cars, and it's, I don't know, it's just when they're walking, it'd be better if we had lunch for upperclassmen, because not underclassmen, because you get treated more like adults because you're allowed to go off campus, and underclassmen shouldn't be able to because they're underclassmen, I guess. I mean, it'd be okay if you let's say upperclassmen can take underclassmen off campus because they have a car that has a parking permit or something, and it won't be I don't know how to explain it. This makes sense on my paper. They can go off campus with a friend who has a parking permit, but you can't go off campus if you're just you don't know anybody, I guess. What was it? You get. When I was a freshman, Cadet Reed made a good point about going to the Rock. Yeah, it was fun. There's ping pong tables and there's food, but it kind of got crowded with all the freshmen, honestly. there'd be like annoying people, but like if you go there, I mean, it's not there anymore because, well, they took off everyone from going to lunch. But if it'd be there now, you know, we'd be able to go, like, freshmen could go there, like it's like right across the street, but not like to Sonic or Applebee's or something. It'd be like, I don't know. I'm not good. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to go off campus if you were like underclassmen, because you're underclassmen and not upperclassmen. Seniors and juniors would be allowed to though, because they're upperclassmen, and they'd go to eat lunch off campus, and not underclassmen. Yeah. Oh, it wouldn't be as crowded. Yeah, it wouldn't be as crowded in the cafeteria because, no, it would. It looked good. Juniors and seniors wouldn't be allowed to eat on campus. Yeah. Terry.
Okay, so.
Well, hold it. Time. How much time we have? 3:15. Everybody give him a round of applause. All right, so let's have some constructive criticism here from in the back of the room there, cadet level.
Okay, Cadet Hoffman, your point wasn't very clear or concise. You said, a lot. A lot. But I do like your idea of how you think that like we should be like in separate areas because it does get really crowded and there is a lot of us. So yeah, I think you had a good point.
Thank you, cadet level. I'll take that in consideration.
Okay, hold it. Stop. Did y'all see how she gave the constructive criticism? That was great. That was really good.
Good job.
And how he responded was exactly right. So that's what we're getting better. All right, keep going.
Yeah, Hoffman.
Yes.
I think you had a very good point, but I feel you were struggling a little bit with things to say. So maybe in the future, put down a couple more points so you can keep going.
Thank you, Cadet Reed. I'll take that in consideration.
Cadet Hoffman, I really liked your point about you saying how the upperclassmen would be able to take the freshmen out of school or the kids that can't leave campus because it's making them
No, hold it.
responsible.
You've already given constructive criticism. Sit down. Cadet Moore, give constructive criticism. You only give constructive criticism. I'm giving you grades on this stuff. Everybody gets a chance to be online there.
Cadet Hoffman, I think your point was very confusing. I don't think you knew.
You're supposed to compliment him first and then give him constructive criticism. Stand up, say Cadet Hoffman, and then give him a compliment and then give him constructive criticism.
Cadet Hoffman, I liked your point where you said that upperclassmen should be able to take freshmen out to lunch because they can drive and it's less dangerous. But I think you got confused as to what your major point was, and you just didn't know what to say, and it just wasn't that clear as to what your point was.
Thank you, Cadet Moore. I'll take that into consideration.
All righty, everybody, hold on. Let's go one more, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, because we only have a couple minutes, we have enough time. Anybody, Cadet to say?
Cadet Hoffman, you did have some valid points there as far as overclassmen being underclassmen. But yet, another thing Cadet Reed that did the presentation is you're very stagnant. You're like holding yourself, like more like reassuring instead of being open, inviting other people in, writing on the board, moving around. So you're just kind of there instead of active.
Thank you, Cadet to say. I'll take that into consideration.
All right, everybody give Cadet Hoffman a round of applause. Okay, guys, how many first years do we have here? Do y'all just think that was the easiest thing in the world for these guys to do? Piece of cake? I'll be glad to select you next time, okay? Y'all, without any, I want to appreciate Hetherington, Hoffman, and Reed for please doing that, and I appreciate the constructive criticism. You'll see our game. I think the people online will now get it. Everybody who's hybrid will be doing this at their leadership labs, just like you guys are doing it online. I'll attempt to record them also. But anyway, this was a great start, and we will continue on with this basically when we have time to finish other classes. All right, thank you very much. Let's turn it off here today, and we'll see you tomorrow.